If you're looking for a strategy that's going to finally make you profitable in Forex, crypto, day trading, etc., then you've come to the right place. In today's video, I'm going to show you a super simple strategy that you will be able to learn in just minutes and start implementing. As well as that, I'm going to add more and more features to make it more reliable, more profitable, and easier to follow for you at home, guys. So first of all, we're going to look into this Bitcoin chart, and what I'm going to be using today, guys, is a 5-minute chart. Now, guys, this uses 3 indicators, which are going to be very quick and easy to set up. First one we need, guys, is parabolic SAR, which is this one here, and we don't even need to make any changes really. All we need to do is go over to style and then perhaps change it to a color or whatever that you like working with. For me, I'm going to use this lime green color one here. The next thing you need, guys, is an EMA. So just type in EMA here, and you're going to have moving average exponential. As well as that, guys, go to the inputs and you need to type in length 200. Click OK and then style, and then change it to a bright color. As well as that, you can change the thickness so it's easy for you to see. As you see here, I've changed it to orange. And then we have this one set up here. Now, next one we need is the RSI, which you can see I've got on here. But all you need to do, guys, search for relative strength index. And you can see it's the top one here where it says updated relative strength index. And going down to this, guys, again, just click on the style and perhaps changing it to a color. All you need to do, guys, go onto the RSI. You need to remove all of these settings so that we only got 3 settings showing. One being RSI middle band, and the last one being Bollinger Band background fill. Change it to bright colors so that you can see very nice and clearly what you are looking for, and then you're good to go. Now, there's a few little steps in the strategy. I'm going to add something else a little bit later on to make it clearer for you. Okay, so the first part of the strategy, guys, we're going to take a look at this orange line here, which is, as I've said already, the EMA. Okay, we're only going to take a buy if we're above the EMA, so anywhere above here, and we're only going to take a sell if we're anywhere below the EMA here. Okay, so first of all, first conditions, we are looking for buys because at the moment you can see that we're already above the EMA. Okay, you can see these green dots coming in here. So as soon as I see a change in dots, so what I'm looking at, guys, when we've got the dots on top, that means that we're in bearish momentum, and dots underneath like this is a bullish momentum. So remember, we're looking for a buy. We can see in this area here we have a bearish momentum, and then suddenly we have a switch where we flick over to a bullish momentum here. That first green dot here indicates that this is our target candle right down here. So we're waiting for that candle to close, and then this is going to be our entry. But before we enter, we just need to check something else, and that is that the RSI, the pink line in my chart, is above the blue line. So because it's a buy, I'm looking for pink line above blue line. If it was a sell, I would look for pink line below the blue line, but we're looking for buys. Okay, so we are now here. We've got our dot. We've got our dot giving us our signal. We are good to go because all of our indicators are aligning. Now, where we're going to put in our stop loss and our take profit is very key as well. As you can see, guys, we would enter our trade here, and my stop loss will be at the previous or most recent swing low, which we can see is just this candle here. And my target is actually not going to be set in stone, but I'm going to wait for the bullish target, which is these green dotted lines, to turn into a bearish target, where you can see here these green dotted lines here. So because we would have ridden it all the way up to the top, but we would have then come back down to this candle here, and where we exit is at the end of that candle there. So just to stretch it out so it's easier to see, you can see there, guys, we would have made a ratio of 2.38. So if you're risking 1%, you would have made 2.38% from this particular trade. So that is obviously a good trade. Now I want to show you the next one up here. We can see that the signal switches to a bear trend, but we're not going to take this trade, guys, and the reason for that is because it's bear trend, but above the EMA we're only looking for a buy. We're only ever going to look for a buy when we're above this orange line. We're never going to look to sell it if we are above this line. Now the reason we're not using open the reason we're using open targets, guys, is because we can pick up potentially some massive moves. So here I'm going to show you a sell example. As you can see, the EMA is here, and we're currently underneath the EMA, which is good. So we're looking for a sell. So we're looking for a stop. So we're looking for a sell or a short position here. we can see that we here had bullish momentum. We suddenly switch into these green ones on top, which is showing that we have now bearish momentum. This is the first of those green dots, showing us that this is our entry signal, and we're going to wait for that candle to close, where you can see it closes there. So we're going to come across and we're going to take our short position on there, with our stop loss coming just up above the previous swing high, which hopefully you can see there. And then guys, we're going to follow this all the way down until we see the next green dot coming in, which you can see there. And as you can see, the green dot closes here on this candle. Obviously we would have a bit of a swing round and then it would change on us. So here guys, we are below the EMA. We can see that this is a sell, therefore, because obviously we only take sells below the EMA. We can see that we had bullish momentum with these green lines coming up, and then suddenly we get bearish momentum, which is our entry here. We can see, looking down at the RSI, is the pink line below the blue line. Yes, it is. So we are happy to enter our sell position. We can see then, by taking our short, we would have entered just after this first dot here, just after this first candle, and our stop loss, guys, just goes up just to the previous swing high. Okay, so we're looking at really tight stops. When we get stopped out, obviously we take small losses. Most of the time this is pretty reliable in terms of a strategy, but we're looking at the potential in terms of the gains that we can get from running through, from having a kind of a take profit that's more flexible. We can see that we switch from this green dot to this next one here, indicating that the momentum has changed. So we then need to come up to where we had. So you can see that just after this candle closes, we close our position, and there we would have made a ratio again of 2.47. So depending on your risk ratios, guys, if you're risking 2%, you would have made like 4.94% in terms of profits. If you were only risking 1%, you would have obviously weighed 2.47%. So we're looking to take very minimal losses, and when we get opportunities to take profits, we go in and we take what we can. And you can see, guys, this happens time and time again, that we're getting switches in signals. As long as we're adhering to the rules of being above or below the EMA, and as well as that on the RSI, then that is very key. Now another thing I want to show you guys, this is just looking at the GBP USD, again, works on crypto, works on Forex as well, is we can use this. Now one thing I want to show you guys happening right now on a live chart, you can see this is GBP USD. Now what's worth going and learning, guys, and we'll talk about it perhaps in another video, is these consolidation patterns. As you can see, we've got an ascending triangle, which GBP USD is trying to break down out of right now. And as well as, now what we might normally consider is this potentially a breakout. Am I going to go short right now? But what I want to see, guys, is using the rest of our strategy. We can use this, the EMAs, the RSIs, and our SAR to check whether we're going to be able to enter a trade right now. Because by putting in the SAR, guys, right now, it might look like we're about to break out, but I'm pretty confident that now, instead of breaking out towards the downside and entering a losing trade, we don't really want to enter this, because we're seeing that we're getting these signals saying that we have a bullish momentum, we're above the EMA, and although we are starting to dip below the RSI, we are not necessarily below the RSI yet, and we could potentially be about to see a fake out. So we can use this tool for things like this, and potentially it saves us from taking trades that work against us. Now on the flip side of that, guys, we can see here, this is the Euro US dollar on the 5 minute. Again, we're currently live here. We had earlier a descending channel like this, which ultimately does normally break towards the upside, but once it breaks down towards the downside, we see a retest going on. Now using the same indicators, we can see different things going on. Whether we wanted to enter on that initial breakout, well, actually we can see when we had a breakout, we were here, and as you can see, we broke the EMA, we were above the RSI, and the green dots were heading in a bullish direction, which showed that this was obviously a real breakout. And then we've come back down for a retest. You can see here, down for a retest. But now what we can see, guys, we're still not ready to go for our bounce, because we've just had a bear signal coming in here, and we can see we're dropping below the RSI, and as well as that, we're just below the EMA, but waiting for it to bounce, coming back above, and as soon as I get my green signal on the downside and everything else aligning above the RSI, above the EMA, then I'm going to go for my entry to the next position, obviously using tight stop losses, using this technique, combining this with our knowledge of price action and stuff like that. Guys, if you don't already know about chart patterns and things like that, there's loads and loads of cool videos on YouTube. If you want me to make a video about chart patterns and how to read chart patterns very simply, then leave a comment down below and I will do my best to bring you a video on chart patterns while crypto is being pretty boring and not that interesting right now. Guys, I've told you that I've started my premium Telegram group for trading signals, trading tutorials, etc. If you want entry to that for free, which I'm giving away for just right now, then make sure you leave a comment down below as well as hit the like button and subscribe to this channel in order to be kept updated on everything happening in crypto. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's content, a bit different from stuff I normally do. If you want more trading videos as well, make sure you leave a comment down below asking for new strategies and I'll look at different strategies and perhaps put together some tests, etc. Guys, thanks very much for watching. I will see you soon with another video. Bye-bye.